Hello everyone, ockpii here, and today I have another Starbound video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about some stuff about the pre-order. There's been some stretch goals that they've added, and some of them have actually been fulfilled, and there's a third one as well, so I'm going to be talking about those. I'm going to be talking about a Reddit thing that Ty did that basically it's a lot of question and answers about the pre-order and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about a couple of tweets, a couple of mobs, and that'll be that. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and let's go. So far for the pre-order, we've had 3 stretch goals. 2 of them are fulfilled, and 1 of them is not yet completed. But we'll see if we'll get there. I don't think it's too hard to get there anyways. But the first one is a new race actually, which is the Nova Kids. Forged eons ago in the fusion furnaces of a now-dead star, the Nova Kids are a perfect example of nature's emergent beauty. These creatures, described by human astronomers as interstellar gas bag people, have no known single origin point. That information is long lost, as the Nova Kids have little to no desire to record their history or even pass it on to their offspring. Though they are generally more intelligent and intuitive than the fleshy races, their attention spans are lacking. This does not make them any less effective in combat, but has the effect of restricting their technology research, and any groundbreaking research is forgotten within a few generations. The force that drives the Nova Kids is contained within the brand on their faces. Charged with huge amounts of energy, these pieces of metal generate the hard plasma shells, which stop their constituent gases from leaking. If a Nova Kid is depleted of his or her vital gases, the energy contained within their brand is instantly vented into the very fabric of space-time, leaving only a twisted metal symbol and a nearly undetectable warping of light around the area of death. Since the Nova Kids have short memory and attention span, diplomatic relations can be strained at times. Because of their completely different composition to other life forms, Nova Kids are sometimes unable to grasp the nuances of interracial social interactions, and have thus attained a slightly dubious reputation among other races. In particular, an avian diplomat reportedly described a Nova Kid he met as dense, and elaborated upon his statement by mentioning that the Nova Kid in question had cheerily asked him if his god, Cluex, was real. So, these are the Nova Kids. They look quite cool, both in-game and in the little splash art thingy. So, I'm actually really excited about this race. It's probably my favorite one so far just because of the sheer look of them, and I like the fact that when I die I have light around me. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. It's interesting how much they're giving different personalities to these races. Rather than just giving them, this race can fly, this race is green, stuff like that, you actually have different personalities that may or may not have some weight on the way you play the game. So, we'll see. This stretch goal would be fulfilled if they got $500,000 from the pre-order, and so far they are 2,000 shy away from 800,000, so yes. The next stretch goal is fossils, which is basically just another depth to the exploring in this game. You can find them on various different areas, presumably more like caves. I don't know if they are actually going to be in the surface and stuff like that, but they're going to be very rare, very difficult to dig up, which means that you'll need special tools to clear the dirt and then remove the fossil. And what's cool about this is the depth, again, of the detail in this, because if you remove the wrong piece of dirt, you can actually make the fossil be, you can break it, or you can make it be no good, or damage it somehow, so that's really cool. If you successfully remove a fossil, you can place it as a trophy, and some actually have special properties, and some of them actually can lead to reviving these old creatures. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? As for the third stretch goal, starter pets. So, we know that you can capture creatures in this game and sort of like train them like Pokemon. We've known this since discussing Starbound number 1. But each player has the option of starting out with their very own customizable pet. Each race is going to have their specific pets that are originating from their home planet, and they can be customized through the character creation screen. So this might mean that unlike Terraria, where your bunny had the same color of your shirt, now you can actually customize specifically your pet. It says here that they're not quite strong enough to fight horrifying space monsters like their randomly generated monster counterparts, but they make for lovable and useful companions all the same. Alrighty, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things about the AMA. So, question. When are you guys planning to release pre-order also from Steam? Ty's reply, we're hoping we can bring the beta straight to Steam, probably without a pre-order. Next question, when I host a server, is it hosting a galaxy? Can I have maybe 20 people that would rarely run into each other, or would it be very limited on the number of planets? Ty's reply, you'd be hosting a universe, and it's totally plausible that 20 people could play on the same server and never see each other once. Of course, there are features that allow you to find each other if you want to. Next question, how replayable do you think /want/hope the game is going to be? Ty's reply, replayability is a huge goal for us. There is a ton of game content that fosters ongoing play. Generated quests, 1100 planets that are never going to be easy regardless of your equipment. An optional DayZ style endgame where players make the rules. A huge number of items to unlock, monster to catch, tech to find, there's a huge amount to do. Next question. Will there be space combat like boarding in Starfighters maybe? Ty's reply is something like the thing that I speculated about a few months ago. Like if they did this, they would probably do this. So this is his reply. We'd like to do kind of a multiplayer FTL style combat system post-release, with each player manning different systems on the ship, putting out fires, fighting boarding invaders, etc. I've got it all mapped out in my head, but we just need to finish the game first. Next question. This one isn't a hot one, but I think it's very important. How does Starbound handle progression? There are various lines of item and equipment progression. There is exploration progression as you unlock additional sectors of the universe, crafting progression, quests, and more. By release, there will be a mission system too. So what this seems like it is, it's sort of like either you gain experience in specific areas, or this is just them abstractly dividing progression, like explaining how it works. But yeah. This is a question that a lot of people ask and a lot of people have been wanting to know, so will certain races have certain pros and cons? Ty's reply, different races will have different crafting options in the early game, and those crafting options will give them unique abilities. So there you go, we don't yet know what races have what abilities, we know the thing about the avians, but that's all we know so far. Next question, what happens when you first start playing Starbound? Where do you start? What are the first things you should and have to do? Ty's reply, you start out with some backstory and end up stranded above a pretty peaceful planet. Your first task is to learn some basic survival, and then it's getting your ship running again. Next one, how long will pre-orders go for? Ty's reply, they'll be going all the way up until we launch the beta. Next one, will PvP be only sandbox or arenas? And this is pretty cool, a lot of people are going to be happy about this. He says, sandbox PvP will be in at release and beta, but we'll be adding tight game modes post-release. So this time we're actually having proper game modes, so that should be interesting to see what they come up with. And to close this off, this last question, a lot of people haven't been asking it. I don't know why, but I guess, oh well, better be safe than sorry, probably. Will beta be under DNA? Dev reply, no, you are free to share, stream, print, etc. in beta. And those are the questions. The link to this thread will be on the description, so you can check out all the questions, apart from all these 10 that I showed you, and you can check them out for yourselves. Now I'll just quickly brush over the mobs that we have to talk about. This is the first one. This is sort of like a Brachiosaurus that just popped out of his egg. And yeah, this actually brings up the question, will these mobs actually, have births and deaths and stuff like that? Or is it just permanently in its egg and that's the design and stuff? It would be interesting if they had proper births and lives without us interfering with them. This is the second one. It's our first mob that's running, which is also another thing. Do they have different animations? We have the Taurus thingy. It looked like it was charging at the player, so maybe we have like idle, walking, running, charging, and stuff like that. Also, there's this pair of tweets between the guys developing Star Command and Ty. Sorry, Friday Monster. Awesome stuff, man. You should include the Cortex from Star Command. We'll do that. Feel free to add something Starbound to Star Command too. Really looking forward to the game. And so, this is the mob that they linked, which are the Cortex, Homeworld, Kranis, Demeanor, Hostile. Description. This species of cyborgs are known for nearly indestructible bodies controlled by jars containing the brain of species that they have conquered. It's kind of funny how someone was posting on the forums like, oh no, rip-off of Starbound, stuff like that a few months ago, and now these guys are actually, liking each other's games and stuff like that. Yeah, I really like Star Command, I can't wait for it to come out. So, according to reliable sources, Molly was bad and she didn't post any mobs last Friday, so we actually have 2 for the price of 1 today. Today, Monday. And so we have this cool little hedgehog poisonous balloon type guy with his tongue sticking out. He looks really cool. He also kind of looks like a chicken with T-Rex arms. So there's a lot of crossbreeding going on here, okay? It looks really cool. Maybe it could curl up and start rolling around like an armadillo as well. The next one is awesome because it's floating. It's like an Abracadabra from Pokemon, or I don't know, it just looks cool. I just like the fact that it's floating. And it kind of looks like an elephant, and like its ears are down. So yeah. Cool. Right now I'm going to talk about the wallpapers, and we have 2 of them. So the first one is this one that features 3 different races plus a pop top. The pop top is vital for this. We see 3 cute looking individuals. We see an apex, a human, and a glitch. The female human is trying to reach a falling star. As we can see, there are multiple of those in the sky right now. It's a fun detail that the world is actually made of blocks, and so they just sort of like tar pillared up, which is kind of interesting. They are all armed with rifles and stuff like that, and the pop-top is just asleep and drooling, and the art style looks really cool. I love the lighting. A lot of these artists have great lighting technique and shading and stuff like that. Especially the highlights, love those. The environment itself also looks amazing. The mountains, the horizon, the stars, it looks really, really cool, so congratulations to Andre. And also, as a fun little detail, the apex is standing on that apex poster we've seen before. The next wallpaper is actually something I completely missed for no apparent reason, so apologies again to Stega who made this wallpaper. That looks really cool. It features a ton of the weapons that we'd seen up to that point, and it also features some sort of mechanical woman person thing. I imagine this being some sort of like graveyard to these weapons, and so if this girl is actually a mechanic, she's wondering of all the possibilities and all of the dead lives of these weapons. Dead lives? Yeah, that's a thing now. Also, I just noticed both the girls in these wallpapers had red hair. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I had a lot of fun recording this video, at least part of it, because partially this video was recorded in front of a live audience. Not a studio audience because it's my living room, but a live streaming audience, because right now I am actually starting to stream stuff, so if you want to go and follow me on twitch.tv/ockpii, I would be very grateful, and it's a lot of fun, so I'll be doing it more often, and the people that watched the stream also had a lot of fun, so yeah. On your screen right now, you have 2 videos of mine. They are gameplay commentary, which is something that if you just watch this series, it's not something you're used to, so I recommend you checking it out. Also, the games are awesome. So, yeah. As always, all input and feedback is very much appreciated, and I will see you on my next video. Goodbye.